investment point of view, because I know all of us, this is important for us, for everybody on this call, we've sort of done and looked at which are the investment opportunities which have high to medium potential and have low current traction is low. When I say traction is low, means there's not enough capital deployed or not enough opportunities or solutions or vendors in that space. So for us, from a VC point of view, these are sort of the 4 or 5 areas that we're looking for. So if I look at components, of course, battery is an opportunity. There is a lot of cell manufacturing is a totally different cup of tea, and that requires billions of dollars. And I don't know if India is going to be very competitive in the short term, but there are some large companies like Toshiba and Maruti who've announced plans of setting up cell manufacturing plants. But right now we've got companies that are buying the cells from companies in China and Taiwan, bringing them in and manufacturing cells, manufacturing batteries. So that's an opportunity for us. We're looking at it, but it's ultimately battery manufacturing will end up being commoditized and low margin. So it's not really a VC play, maybe more a growth or a private equity play. Drivetrain also is an opportunity for us. Then if we look on the OEM side, we are focusing predominantly either on the two-wheeler or commercial vehicles. And the reason for that is that's where we think that we have B2B operations, where charging itself is a potential revenue driver. For us, just a standalone two-wheeler business doesn't make sense. So somebody building a two-wheeler for personal use case is probably not as exciting for us than somebody building one for commercial use case and is providing charging along with that. So you're able to monetize just not the one-time sale of the vehicle, but look at monetizing revenue and over the life of that asset. And that's what really improves your return on every possible metric out there. So for us, that's really what the kicker is lifetime value of that asset. On the charging side, we've looked at companies manufacturing the chargers. Again, highly competitive, we think it's difficult to compete with people who are already manufacturing in large scale. So we're basically avoiding that. Charge operators are those who are sort of sitting out there and setting up these things, equivalent of somebody setting up an Indian Oil petrol pump. So there is an opportunity there, but we think it's low potential business if you're setting that up. And the reason for that is you make investments today, it will take time for demand to catch up, for you to start seeing high utilization of these assets, especially if you're catering to personal mobility use cases. Battery swapping is exciting for us, given the fact that we think two-wheeler, three-wheelers will be the form factor with very high adoption in the initial years. So we are looking at battery swapping and rapid charging. That's missing there, but that's the other thing we've looked at. And finally, we have mobility as a service. This is also an area where we've seen a lot of traction. We've seen a lot of companies who are using electric vehicles, different form factors to end up delivering mobility solutions. Companies like Yulu, which is personal mobility solutions using EVs, companies like Zip or Electroc, which are using EVs for food delivery. Now we've got companies like Let's Transport and Revigo that are now getting into e-commerce fulfillment and 3PL using EVs. So that's another business opportunity that we're looking at.